Now, an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council has overwhelmingly condemned Russia's aerial assaults on Ukraine on Friday, the largest since the start of the war. Many countries said hitting civilian infrastructure had violated the international rules of war. More than 30 people were killed and 160 injured in the missile strikes yesterday. Let's hear some of what countries' ambassadors to the UN had to say in New York.
Rather than peace, Putin chose to mark this holiday season and usher in the new year with an unprecedented number of drone and missile attacks against another UN member state.
These missiles were aimed at population centres across Ukraine. They struck homes, apartment buildings, shopping centres and metros. A maternity hospital and a regional oncology centre have been damaged. In short, civilian infrastructure.
Meanwhile, Poland has put its air defence forces on high alert after a suspected Russian missile briefly entered Polish airspace on Friday. From Kyiv, our Ukraine correspondent James Waterhouse has this report.
It is, and always has been, the whole of Ukraine which is under attack. Kyiv is still Moscow's biggest prize. Air defences have improved here, but this attack proved too much.
I was woken up at 7:30 by a horrible sound. It was so frightening. The missile was flying and everything was buzzing, so noisy.
You are left in no doubt that this was a direct missile strike. The scale of the damage, the size of the blast zone, the heat caused. You're more used to seeing damage caused from falling debris when a missile is intercepted, but this reflects the scale of this Russian attack. And scenes like this are being replicated right across Ukraine.
A lucky escape in Kharkiv in the northeast. This city is familiar with missile strikes, but not 20 in a single morning. A shopping centre in Dnipro in the east, as well as a maternity hospital, were hit. It didn't stop there. This is the port city of Odesa in the south, where a residential block was struck. Zaporizhzhia wasn't spared either, where at least 8 were killed. Even Lviv in the west, which sometimes feels far from this invasion, wasn't immune this time. All military targets were hit, as far as Russia's defense ministry was concerned. While Moscow is trying to damage Ukrainian morale, President Zelensky is trying to boost it by visiting troops in Avdiivka, one of the most hostile parts of the front line. It's hard, he said. It's about pain and losses, and these are the people who keep Ukraine alive. His Air Force says it had never seen so many missiles in one attack. In a war where Moscow routinely strikes cities it can't occupy, that is saying something. James Waterhouse, BBC News, Kyiv.